Hi, I'm Ajinkya from FirstSportz, and today we are here with Sadibou Sy. How are you doing, Sy?
I'm doing great. I just finished a workout today this morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. So you have this welterweight championship coming against Magomed Karamov, and you said you just got out of training. So how's the training been?
Training has been amazing, to be honest. It's the fourth training camp for this year, actually since April.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of things that we've been working on throughout the year, and everything's falling to place. So I love where I'm at right now.
All right. And he's also the last person to get one over you. So is this finally time for some retribution?
Both yes and no, and somewhat yes, but at the same time, he's just the next man up. He's standing in front of me, reaching the second belt, the second championship. So it wouldn't I wouldn't be more or less motivated for someone else, but I believe it would be a little bit more sweet because he got one over me before.
Of course. And how are you different as a fighter from the last time you fought him?
Man, to be honest, like I'm on a 7 fight winning streak since then. So those 7 fights, like you grow so much from each fight. You learn so much, right? If you allow yourself to actually be honest after each fight, you can look at what you did good, what you can improve on. And me and my team have been doing that. We've been studying ourselves and I believe that has given me the confidence to be more relaxed in there. When I'm more relaxed, I'm even better. So I've just been working on a lot of small holes that I believe we had in the game to be able to be a more complete fighter. So I feel much better today than I did 2 years ago.
And considering training, like last year on your way to the PFL welterweight title, you trained with Sean Strickland. How was that
Yeah.
experience?
No, it's great. I train with him every week. I train with him yesterday. I'll train with him tomorrow. Um, we push each other a lot. He's a great training partner, and uh, like for me, I always say iron sharpens iron. So he's a tough guy. There's never any easy rounds with him, and that's just the way both of us like it.
Yeah, because he has a tendency to go really hard, even when during training, right? Normally, people would like, okay, maybe pull back their punches a little when they're sparring, but with him, it's like I've seen him train, and he goes really hard. So is that the way he is even when he's training with you?
Yeah, he trains the way he fights, which is why you see him being successful because he actually works on what he wants to do in the fight. Uh, uh, so that's why for me, I'm never surprised when I see his success because I see him putting the work in the gym and I see how much I see his what he can do, so to speak.
And did you know at the time, like last year, that he had the potential to become the welterweight champion, obviously, the middleweight?
100%, 100%,
And what did you think about his
100%.
fight against Israel Adesanya? Were you
No, he
surprised?
did great. Because I trained with him so much, I trained with him every week. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised. There was nothing that with that fight that surprised me because like I said, I've been training with him for years now, so I know the abilities that he possesses.
And when you talk about iron sharpens iron, how has training with him actually helped you become a better fighter? Because obviously, after training with him, you also became a champion. You were on your way to become a champion. You were a runner-up before you became a champion. So talk to me about this journey that you had on your way to becoming a champion last year and now again this year.
So first and foremost, when it comes to him and why like the thing that I like with him is he always puts me in deep waters, which means like he's tough, he's big, he's strong, he's heavier than I am. He always goes forward, so he's always gonna be tired. You always have to be you get in great shape by just sparring with him, right? So just being in that environment week in week out has made me much more relaxed when I'm in the environment in the cage. So that's why I always train with him, even though he doesn't look like any of my opponents stylistically. I always make sure I go with him. And uh, I believe that's also part of the growth for me. Like we help each other a lot. He asks me for advice, I ask him for advice, and we're honest with each other, and we push each other.
And so, is there something different you're doing for this Magomed fight? Considering, you want to, or is there a game plan in mind, or are you just training as you would train for any other fight?
No. We have some specific game planning, and my coaches has done a great job, I believe, coming up with the with the game plan for this fight. So we always try to see what things that we can small details that we can like add or take away from our game to be able to implement our game plan. But with all that being said, a fight is a fight. So have to be ready for anything and everything. So you have to be able to adjust. So we have a couple of things that we've been working on, but at the same time, sometimes you just have to throw the game plan out of the door and just fight.
Of course. Like you talked about being in flow at times when you're not thinking, but actually just letting it flow. Especially the viral knockout that you had. When you talked about that, you were
Yeah,
saying that you visualize that a lot before fighting. Like you visualize it weeks
yeah,
before. To talk to me about that
yeah.
visualization process of yours.
So for me, it was I'm a very big advocate of visualization, right? I like to visualize. I like to speak about it, and actually then when I can speak about it, when I can see it, then I can go after it, right? So leading up to that fight, that specific kick came to me over and over and over again, and I was bold enough to actually say that I believe that I'm gonna like put a viral knockout up because I saw it, and when I landed it, my first feeling was finally, because I was like, it took so long, uh, which is very funny. But yeah, for me, it's been something that I've been working a lot on for the last couple of years, visualizing and like working not only physically, but I'm trying to be physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I want everything to be in balance and everything to go in the same direction.
Of course. And does the visualization work in other aspects of your life as well? In other arenas of your life, other than fighting? Like moving from Sweden to the US, it was a major shift, right? So did you visualize that
Yeah.
also?
To be honest, like I got questions from people a couple of months before I made the move, and it was very unusual because it became so fast, and the move wasn't like when I made the move. It was more so me I booked a plane ticket, a one-way ticket, and I was like, we just have to see. Like I didn't know that I was gonna stay here, but then the results came, and I believe I found my place. I found the routines in the gym with the trainers and everything. So me and my wife, we were like, you know what, this is a perfect spot for us. So you see, the results are speaking for themselves. So we made this our new home.
Right. She didn't move away with you right away, right? You came here first, tested the waters, and then she moved with you. I guess that's what happened, right?
No, she came just like up 2 weeks after me.
Oh, just 2 weeks after. And is she like a
Yeah.
major part of how you train as well? Because I saw her help you out with everything that, you do during
Yeah.
training. So I guess is she a major part of your training as well?
So she's a huge part of everything, I would say, more so outside. Like we work out together more so, like we do some yoga together, we do long walks together, but more so emotional support, obviously. And then she helps out a lot with my diet and
Mhm.
my nutrition to make sure that, because I'm a big welterweight, so
Right.
making weight is always gonna be, I have to stay disciplined, right?
Mhm.
So she's been a major part of this success, obviously.
Mhm. And another training partner of yours that is making waves right now is Khamzat Chimaev, obviously.
Yeah,
So what do you think
yeah.
about his fight against Kamaru Usman?
I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. And I actually told him, I texted him, I said, you just beat one of the best welterweight of all times. You should be proud about that and you should enjoy that. He did great. He trained for someone with a completely different style. In just like Kamaru took the fight on short notice, but so did Khamzat, right? So he prepared for someone completely different, works for someone completely different. It's not easy for any of those guys, right? He won the fight. There was no controversial and something like that. And I'm so happy for him because the guy he came from nothing, so to speak. He lived in the gym, and now he's said he's gonna be able to provide for himself, his family. I'm so happy for him, proud of him.
His wrestling is like out of this world, obviously. He's so dominating in the ring. So does
Yeah.
he remind you of some other fighter, maybe like Khabib, when you think about it, especially when he's like, mauling people?
Uh, yeah, I believe their style is a little bit different. But his wrestling is so good, it's so high level, and
Yeah.
he's so strong. So in that sense, definitely, yeah.
And there is a possibility that if Chimaev does well, he might fight Strickland for the title. So would you have
Yeah.
a preference there, or would you be neutral?
Oh, like if they were to fight, the only thing I would be happy for both of them because they both are gonna make a big purse to be able to provide for their family, right?
Yeah.
Both of
Yeah.
them are champions. Both of them are great fighters. I've trained a lot with both of them. I've grown with both of them. So this fight wouldn't be about me, and
True,
I
true.
would take myself out from that fight.
Of course, of course. And what is the one thing that sticks about each one of them? Like you've trained with both of them, right? So what is the one thing that would stick out about Strickland, and one thing about Chimaev that you would say like really is different, really their strong point?
Uh, To be honest, I would just say that they both are willing to do whatever it takes to win. Both of them. They both have the same mentality.
Mhm.
And you see it a lot when you see people at the top. They don't take no for an answer. They want more. Both of them are the same.
Especially considering Strickland's fight against Adesanya. A lot of people thought that he would try to take Adesanya down, but instead he stood toe to toe with him, and throughout the 5 rounds he just executed an amazing game plan, which was considering the way he is, his personality, he was very disciplined, and a lot of people did not think that he would be as disciplined. What did you think about that?
No, like I said, there's nothing with that fight that was surprising to me because I've seen him train. I saw his whole training camp. I saw him prepare. So I wasn't surprised about nothing about that happened in that fight, to be honest.
Yeah. And you also had the fortune of meeting Khabib and having dinner with him. And he also gave you a little test when you were about to say goodbye. Yeah, tell me about that. That's really interesting.
Yeah. A very nice guy, very funny guy, very relaxed guy. Like, so we had dinner, and after dinner we take a picture, and then he just wanted to feel my wrestling, which was funny because and he's so strong, so he was just like playing around a little bit, but he's very nice guy.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I saw one time like Mike Tyson also reacted to a, a knockout of yours. Basically, you
yeah.
hit somebody and then obviously had the wind taken out of them, then you ground and pounded. So how was that experience having someone as Mike Tyson, react to one of your videos and being like so proud in a way? He was like, wow, as a fighter, it's amazing.
It's Yeah, to be honest, it is because like everyone has been watching that's been fighting has been watching Mike Tyson's fights, Mike Tyson's knockout. So having him looking at your fights and breaking down your fights, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling, and I've had a lot of those moments where uh things that I didn't see happening 5, 10 years ago has happened, and I don't take anything of that for granted. That actually motivates me to keep working harder, you know.
But does that add more pressure on you? Because people now, fans expect a viral TKO from you or a KO. So does that add more pressure, or are you like, totally cool with that?
No, no. To be honest, the thing is, I love that people are um like expecting things from me, but there's no one or that's gonna be able to be harder on me than myself. So with that being said, no, I just enjoy it.
And Mike Tyson recently coached Francis Ngannou for his
Yeah,
fight against Tyson Fury. What did you think about that
yeah.
particular?
Oh man, I'm so happy for Ty. Sorry for Francis to be able to go in his first fight and meet one of the greatest boxers of all time in his debut, dropping him, arguably winning the fight. Like it's unheard of. I'm so happy for him. I'm so proud of him, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did not expect him to do as well, obviously, because he's going up against one of the best boxers, and
Yeah,
to have done
yeah,
so well is amazing to his not just his talent but also his hard work. Because considering where he came from, it is just an amazing
yeah.
journey, right?
Yeah, sure. Like obviously you could tell that he put in the work. Not only like he was in great shape, he was able to push for 10 rounds, but also like just see how good and disciplined and technical he was. It's amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
And also, are you a fan of such crossover bouts?
Yeah, why not? Why not? For me, as long as it's fighting, and I like it because, like I said, obviously you could see that he took it serious, right?
Mhm.
It would be something if he came in there and didn't look good or didn't look like he was in shape or something like that. Both guys trained hard, both guys prepared, and as long as it's that, I like it.
Does that mean you would also consider fighting an influencer or maybe another crossover bout if an opportunity presented itself?
I would always look at each opportunity individually, right? So if an opportunity presented itself for me, I would definitely take it to my team, my management, and we speak about it and see if that's something that makes sense for sure.
Yeah, on top of that, like PFL is very fighter friendly. They allow their fighters to have the freedom to actually, choose what kind of fights they get into. So that is really amazing for you as well, because considering some other promotions, they might not have the freedom to do what a PFL fighter would do, right?
So basically, most of like the most of the PFL fighters like you're not allowed to fight for any other promotions, right? But I believe the PFL are good in that way that obviously you could see with Francis, there's always an argument or a discussion to be had, and you can try to make a case for you being able to do something else, but like that's not the regular uh, the regular contract is not
Mhm.
like what do
Yeah,
you call it structured like that.
right. Yet you have the freedom. I get it. And what do you think about like these YouTube boxers nowadays? Are they good for the sport, or do you think it's sort of a nuisance? Okay, maybe they're just pulling people in, but that's not the highest quality of boxing out there or fighting.
Yeah, I like it, but for me, I wouldn't, as long as you know what to expect, right? With that being said, I wouldn't think that if you look at Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis, uh, and expect them to fight like Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury has been doing it his whole life. He's a world champion, right? So I like that guys train hard and put more eyes to the towards the sport. But for us, we just also with that being said have to uh, be aware that yeah, that this might be they might be still learning and growing in the sport, and you know it's not Floyd Mayweather being in there in his 50th professional fight, you know. So just be aware of what to expect, I believe.
Yeah, and the PFL is now expanding into the Middle East. So, is there a dream destination in mind for you to fight?
Um, yeah, there's a lot of different. I would love to fight in the Middle East, definitely. So that would definitely be a dream come true, and also in Africa.
Ah, and Jake Paul is also a part of a promotion now. So, are you eyeing a
Yeah.
fight with him in the future? Like, if there's a possibility that could happen, do you have an eye on that as well?
To be honest, right now, I don't focus on anything else right other than Nurmagomedov.
Magomed, right?
Yeah. That's the only thing that I'm focusing on right now. It's 3 weeks away, and I don't have time or room in my to focus about anyone else.
And when is the time you really start focusing on making weight? Like how far ahead or how far ahead would you think, okay, now I have to really get into shape to make that particular amount of weight?
Usually, I usually have to, depending on how much I weigh, I usually to have to keep a little bit of focus throughout the whole season. But usually when it's like 4 or 5 weeks, it gets a little bit more intense, and then more and more intense the closer we get.
Right. Does it also affect, because I've heard it does affect your mood as well. You tend to become a little, if you're not used to it, obviously you are, but like it still plays havoc on your mentality as well, because it can be very, very tough, especially as a big welterweight.
Of course. Like it's hard. You train hard 2, 3 times a day, 4 times a day sometimes, and like you have to watch what you eat. You cannot eat whatever you want, how much you want. It's hard. It's hard. But it's part of it. And like I signed a contract saying that I can make the weight. So I'll be damned if I don't.
Yeah. So you're an amazing fighter and you're catching a lot of eyes, and I wish you nothing but the best. So is there anything you want to say to your
Appreciate you.
fans before we wrap this up?
Appreciate that. Make sure you tune in November 24th. I will become the welterweight champion again.
Looking forward to it. All the very best.
Appreciate that. All right. You take care now.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.